Okay, good morning, class 10th. Today we will discuss about heterotrophic nutrition. So, the mode of nutrition in which an organism take food from another organism is called heterotrophic nutrition. Organisms other than green plants, blue-green algae follow the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, directly or indirectly, we all are dependent on plants for our food. So, if we will divide the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, it may be of three types. Okay, it may be of three types: holozoic nutrition, saprotrophic nutrition, and parasitic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition. What is holozoic nutrition? In holozoic nutrition, the digestion happens inside the body of the organism. Okay, as after the food is ingested, the digestion happens inside the body of the organism. Okay, most of the animals, including humans, are holozoic. Okay, so organisms feed by ingesting solid organic matter, which is then digested and absorbed to their bodies. Saprophytic mode of nutrition is a type of nutrition in which the organism secretes the digestive juices on the food. The food is digested while it is still to be ingested, right? So, all your saprotrophs, fungi, bacteria, they feed on dead and decaying matter, and they digest the food externally before the nutrients are absorbed. Parasitic mode of nutrition is a mode of nutrition in which the organisms which live inside or outside another organism. Okay, so parasitism or parasitic organisms obtain nutrients from living organisms. The parasites obtain nutrients by living on or in the body of the host. Okay, these are the three types of heterotrophic nutrition. Let's talk about the 5 steps of holozoic nutrition. The first one is ingestion. Now, what is ingestion? Ingestion means the process. Here, the food is taken into the body, right? The process of taking in food is called ingestion. It is called as ingestion, right? Second is digestion. Digestion is the process of breaking down of complex food substances into the simpler molecules, right? So, it is converted into simpler and soluble form by various enzymes. The food that you are taking is in the solid form and it is complex. Okay, so this organic substance need to be broken down into the simple diffusible form so that it can be used by the organism for getting energy. Digestion is the process of conversion of complex insoluble food into simpler and absorbable form, right? Absorption is the third step in the holozoic nutrition. It is a process by which digested food that is now in a small and soluble form is absorbed from the digestive tract and it is transported to all the body parts through blood. The absorbed food is distributed to body organs according to their requirement, right? Fourth is assimilation. Assimilation is the process in which the absorbed food is taken in by the body cell and is converted into protoplasmic constituent for energy, growth, repair. So assimilation is the process of utilizing of digested food for energy and for growth, for repair, etc. And the last is digestion. Finally, the undigested part of food is removed from the body. The process of removing the undigested food from the body in the form of feces is called as digestion. Okay, so let's talk about the nutrition in amoeba. You know, children, that amoeba, paramecium, they are unicellular organism. Okay, and they are generally omnivores. They carry out the holozoic nutrition. They feed on microscopic algae, bacteria, and other small protozoans. So amoeba capture the food with the help of temporary finger-like projection, which is called as pseudopodia. Here also in this diagram, you can see. Okay, so these finger-like projection here, these are called as pseudopodia. So how exactly amoeba is taking in food? Amoeba follows the holozoic mode of nutrition. The cell membrane of amoeba keep on protruding into pseudopodia. Pseudopodia, these are the false feet. Amoeba surround the food vacuole with pseudopodia and make a, like amoeba surround a food vacuole, and with the pseudopodia it make food vacuole. The food vacuole contains food particles and water. Okay, so here you can see these are the food vacuole. Digestive enzymes are secreted in the food vacuole and digestion takes place there. After the digestion takes place, it is completed, the absorption take place. Okay, and finally the food vacuole move near to the cell membrane. Here it will move towards the cell membrane and the undigested food is expelled out from the body. Okay, so this is very basic. Paramecium also have a very fine hair like a structure which is called cilia, that is found all over its body, and the movement of cilia pushes the food particles into the cell or into the mouth, right? So this type of ingestion of solid food particles by the cell or unicellular organism, it's called phagocytosis. It's called as phagocytosis. So from the, in the lower classes also you have studied about how the amoeba capture the food. Okay, let's talk about digestion in humans. So you know that nutrition in human being, the human digestive system include alimentary canal and associated glands. Okay, alimentary canal and associated gland, let me show you. So here you can see the alimentary canal will include, it will include mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine, and there are associated glands. We have pancreas, we have liver, right? We have gastric glands present in the stomach. We have salivary gland present in the mouth or buccal cavity. Okay, so nutrition in humans, we have, it comprises, human digestive system comprises of alimentary canal and associated glands. Let's start with the mouth and the buccal cavity. So you know, children, that the first step in the holozoic nutrition is ingestion, and we are using our hands to grab the food and we will take inside the mouth. Different organisms have different type of different ways in which they can take in food. Okay, different animals have different ways. Now, mouth, if we'll talk about mouth, has teeth, have tongue, have salivary glands, all are present in the mouth. Tongue have certain sense of taste, they have taste bud that perceive taste. Tongue also help in turning over the food so that saliva can be properly mixed in it. Teeth help in breaking down the food into the smaller particles so that the swallowing of food become easier. So this is called as mechanical method. Food is broken down into the smaller piece with the help of teeth. Okay, this is also called as mastication or chewing of food. Now there are different type of teeth again that help in grinding. Okay, let's talk about them one by one. So mouth, or you can say mouth or buccal cavity. Buccal cavity will include your tongue. It will include your tongue. It will include teeth. Okay, let's talk about different types of teeth. So you know that in human beings there are two jaws, upper jaw that is fixed and the movable lower jaw. Here, this is your upper jaw that is fixed. This is your lower jaw that is movable. Both the jaw bear teeth in a semicircular row, which are used to chew or masticate your food. The teeth are of four types. We have different type of teeth. We have incisors, we have canines, we have premolars, and we have molars. Okay, so as we have different type of teeth, that's why we are called as heterodont. Okay, we show heterodont dentation. Okay, and these are fixed in the jaw socket or the jawbone. That's why they are called as thecodont. Okay, these are the extra information that you can take. Heterodont. Hetero means different and donts mean teeth. So we have incisors, canines, premolars, molars. So heterodont. Okay, as they are fixed in the jawbone, they are called as thecodont. Now let's see, we have incisors, 4 incisors here, 4 here. Okay, the flat sharp edges, having incisors are having flat and sharp edges. They are usually used for cutting and biting the food. Canines are there, the pointed edge conical shaped teeth, two in each jaw, two in each jaw. Okay, so these canines are used for tearing and piercing. We have premolars. There are 4 in each jaw, 4 upper jaw, 4 lower jaw. They are bicuspid. Bicuspid means 2 projections, 1 or 2 roots, right? They are used for crushing, grinding and chewing the food. We have molars. There are 6 in each jaw, right? So they are also used for crushing, grinding and mastication of food. So if we will divide our jaw, upper half of upper jaw and lower jaw, okay, we have total number of 32 teeth. An adult is having 32 teeth. So 32 teeth an adult are having, and milk teeth, the 20 teeth are there. Milk teeth are 20 in number. At the age of 6 to 12 years, the milk teeth are replaced by the permanent teeth. And the last molar of permanent teeth are called as wisdom teeth. And they appear at the age of 18 to 25 years. Okay. So this is, and tooth is made up of hard bone-like structure which is called as dentine. Inside the dentine we have pulp. Okay, pulp contains various nerves, blood vessels. Dentine is covered by hard and shining material which is called enamel. Okay, so you don't have to go much detail in your tooth structure. And one more thing is you have how you can care your dental, how you can care your teeth, dental cares, tooth decay. So you have to that also we will not discuss here. Okay, these all are the very common you can say topics that you are discussing from your previous class. So this is how your teeth are able to break down the food. Okay, this is called as mastication. So we have incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Now this is the mechanical digestion. Now chemical digestion. You know that your mouth is having salivary glands. Okay, salivary glands produces saliva which makes the food slippery and easy to swallow, and it contains enzyme which is called as salivary amylase, or you can say ptyalin. So your salivary glands will produce saliva, mucus, and the enzyme that is present is salivary amylase that convert starch into sugar. Okay, so enzyme name is salivary amylase. Okay, 3 types of salivary glands are there. Parotoid gland, that is responsible for the production of salivary amylase. Mandibular, sublingual, but you don't have to go in much detail, right? You have to know that yes, we have mouth where we intake our food, we have teeth To chew and grind the food, we have tongue. Tongue function is rolling of food, tasting of food, and swallowing of food. And we have salivary glands that secrete the salivary amylase. And this salivary amylase will break down the starch into sugar. Important one term is also important here, that saliva also secrete lysozymes. What is these lysozymes? Lysozymes are present in your saliva as well as in your tears, that will be able to kill germs. Okay, so this is how the digestion, children, 3% of digestion completed in your mouth itself. The total digestion, out of which 3% is completed in your mouth itself. It's interesting to know that 1.5 liters of saliva you produce in a day. 1.5 liter to saliva. Approximately 1 to 1.5 liters of saliva is secreted into the mouth cavity every day. Every day. Saliva consists of mucus, water, lysozymes, and lysozymes are antibacterial enzymes. Okay? It contains salivary amylase or ptyalin. It contains salivary amylase or ptyalin, right? So function of saliva, you know that mucus and water make the food soft and slippery, easy to crush, and it helps to form bolus. What is this bolus? Bolus, I write here. Bolus is the food, undigested food, crushed food that you will swallow. Is bolus. Lysozyme will kill the bacteria. Salivary amylase will convert the starch into sugar. Generally, sugar, which type of sugar? Maltose. Maltose. Okay. Saliva also clean the teeth and keep the buccal cavity, tongue, lip moist. It also provides medium for dissolving the food particles that help to know the taste of the food. We have taste buds. And when you were, I remember if you were when you were in grade 7th, you studied the different areas on your tongue which detect different taste, and you have done one activity also, right? Sour, sweet, bitter, salty taste. It is detected by different areas or location on your tongue. As the food will start digested in the mouth, it have to go in the esophagus. Okay, we have pharynx also. Buccal cavity, it will open into pharynx. Pharynx is nothing, it is a funnel shaped canal where the digestive food and the respiratory channel, air channel meet. ठीक है, जहाँ पे आपका डाइजेस्टिव, जहाँ पे बकल कैविटी खुलेगी, इधर से एयर चैम्बर खुलेगा. दोनों चैम्बर, डाइजेस्टिव ट्रैक्ट एज वेल एज रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट, जहाँ पे मीट होते हैं, जहाँ पे मिलते हैं, उसको हम बोलते हैं फेरिंग्स. द फूड चैनल कंटिन्यूज एज ईसोफेगस, द एयर चैनल कंटिन्यू एज लैरिंग्स. फूड चैनल जो है वो चलता जाएगा एज अ फूड पाइप, ईसोफेगस, और एयर चैनल चला जाएगा आपका बन के लैरिंग्स एंड ट्रैकिया. Okay, so this is all about. We will discuss next step in the digestion. We'll start from esophagus, okay, from our next class.